Hi, and welcome back to Shivers and Stories. Today we are unveiling the legend of the Bunnyman of Virginia. Now on with the video. The air is thick with anticipation. The fog rolls in, blanketing the forest in an eerie silence. Every rustle of leaves, every distant howl seems to carry a message from the past. The atmosphere is heavy, almost suffocating, as if the forest itself is holding its breath. A chill runs down your spine, the cold wind bites at your skin, and you can't shake the feeling that you're being watched. The forest is alive with unseen eyes, and every shadow seems to move with a life of its own. You feel a presence, something ancient and malevolent, lurking just beyond the edge of your vision. You're in Fairfax County, Virginia, a place known for its rich history and picturesque landscapes, but beneath its charming exterior lies a darker, more sinister side. This is a place where the past and present collide, where the echoes of history can still be heard in the whispers of the wind. A place where history whispers on the wind. The old buildings and landmarks stand as silent witnesses to the events that have shaped this county. Each brick, each stone holds a story, a memory of times long gone. But some stories are darker than others, and some memories refuse to fade. But this isn't just any history. This is a history steeped in mystery and fear. A history that has left its mark on the land and its people. The tales of the past are not just stories, they are warnings, reminders of the darkness that once walked these lands. It's the story of the Bunnyman, a legend that has haunted Fairfax County for generations. A tale of madness and murder, of a creature that defies explanation. The Bunnyman is more than just a ghost story, it's a symbol of the fear that lurks in the hearts of those who dare to venture into the unknown, a legend shrouded in fear. The Bunnyman is said to roam the forests and tunnels of Fairfax County, a spectral figure that strikes terror into the hearts of those who encounter him. His presence is felt in the rustling of leaves and the shadows that dance at the edge of your vision. He is a reminder that some legends are born of truth. This is no children's tale. The story of the Bunnyman is not for the faint of heart. It is a tale of horror and madness, of a creature that defies logic and reason. It is a story that has been passed down through generations, each retelling adding to the fear and mystery that surrounds it. It's a story of madness, murder, and a creature that haunts the night. The Bunnyman is said to be the spirit of a man driven to madness, a man who took on the guise of a rabbit and committed unspeakable acts of violence. His spirit is said to haunt the forests of Fairfax County, a vengeful specter that preys on the unwary. Are you ready to face the darkness, to step into the unknown and confront the legend of the Bunnyman? The forest is waiting, its secrets hidden in the shadows. The path ahead is dark and treacherous, but if you have the courage to face your fears, you may uncover the truth behind the legend. To confront the legend of the Bunnyman, the choice is yours. Will you turn back, or will you step forward into the darkness, ready to face whatever lies ahead? The Bunnyman is waiting, and the forest holds its breath, waiting to see if you have the courage to uncover its secrets.
Fairfax County, steeped in history, rich in tradition, but beneath the surface darkness festers, a darkness that takes the form of a man, or is it a beast? The locals whisper his name in hushed tones, the Bunnyman.
The story begins in the early 1900s. At the edge of town stood a mental asylum, a place of shadows and screams. It is here that our story takes root. Within the asylum's cold walls, a patient plotted his escape. The air was thick with despair, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets of those who had come before. Each night, he would sit in the darkness, his mind racing with thoughts of freedom. The asylum, with its endless corridors and locked doors, was a labyrinth designed to break the spirit. But he was determined. He had a plan. His name, lost to time. The records, now yellowed and brittle, held no trace of his identity. He was just another lost soul in a sea of forgotten faces. The bed where he once lay was now empty, a silent testament to his absence. The name tag, once a marker of his existence, lay discarded and forgotten. But while his name was erased, his presence lingered, like a ghost haunting the halls. But his legend lives on. Whispers of his story spread like wildfire among the staff and patients. They spoke of his cunning, his determination, and his unyielding spirit. He became a symbol of hope for some, and a figure of fear for others. The legend of his escape grew with each retelling, becoming more fantastical and eerie. It was said that he had outsmarted the guards, using the very shadows of the asylum to his advantage. They called him the Bunnyman. The name was whispered in hushed tones, a mix of awe and dread. The origins of the name were unclear, but it was said that he wore a mask, a grotesque bunny mask, to hide his true face. The mask became his identity, a symbol of his transformation from a mere patient to a legend. The Bunnyman was no longer just a man, he was a myth, a story to be told in the dead of night.
One night he broke free. The asylum was plunged into chaos. Alarms blared and lights flickered ominously. The shadows seemed to come alive, dancing to the rhythm of the chaos. The Bunnyman moved through the darkness with a purpose, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. He had waited for this moment, and now it was finally here. The night was his ally, cloaking him in its embrace as he made his escape. The guards found his torn straitjacket. It lay on the floor, a symbol of his defiance. The room was in disarray, evidence of a struggle. The walls bore the marks of his desperation, and the air was thick with the scent of sweat and fear. The straitjacket, once a tool of his confinement, was now a testament to his strength and determination. He had broken free, leaving behind the remnants of his captivity, and scattered on the ground, the remnants of his last meal. The guards could only stare in disbelief. The meal, once a source of sustenance, was now a clue to his state of mind. It was clear that he had been planning this for a long time, biding his time and waiting for the perfect moment. The scattered food was a sign of his resolve, a message to those who would come after him. Carrots, raw and uneaten. They lay on the ground, a stark contrast to the chaos around them. The carrots, once a symbol of nourishment, were now a symbol of his rebellion. He had left them behind, a silent message to those who would find them. The Bunnyman was no longer bound by the rules of the asylum. He was free, and he would not be stopped. The hunt for the escaped patient began, but something had changed. The guards moved through the halls with a sense of urgency, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. They searched every room, every corner, but the Bunnyman was nowhere to be found. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. The asylum, once a place of confinement, was now a place of mystery. The legend of the Bunnyman had taken on a life of its own. He was no longer just a man. He was something else, something far more sinister. The shadows seemed to whisper his name, and the air was thick with a sense of foreboding. The Bunnyman had become a part of the asylum, a dark presence that would haunt its halls forever. His escape was just the beginning. The legend of the Bunnyman would live on, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks within us all.
Deep in the heart of Fairfax County, the Colchester Overpass stands silent, a concrete sentinel shrouded in mist and fear. Locals know it as Bunnyman Bridge, a place where the legend comes alive. They say he lurks here, waiting in the shadows, watching, his eyes glowing red in the darkness, his breath ragged and uneven, his axe poised to strike. This is his domain. Sightings, whispers in the dark. Welcome to another chilling episode where we delve into the eerie and unexplained. Tonight, we explore the legend of the Bunnyman, a tale that has haunted the minds of many for decades. Over the years, stories of the Bunnyman have spread like wildfire. From one generation to the next, the legend has grown, each retelling adding new layers of fear and intrigue. Around campfires, under the cloak of night, these stories come to life. Teenagers whisper tales around campfires. They speak of a man in a rabbit costume lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The flickering flames cast eerie shadows on their faces, amplifying the fear in their eyes. Locals share hushed accounts of their own encounters. In small towns where everyone knows each other, these stories take on a life of their own. Each person adds their own twist, their own experience, making the Bunnyman more real, more terrifying. Each story adds to the legend. The Bunnyman is no longer just a tale. He is a part of the community's history, a ghost that haunts their collective memory. The pages of local lore are filled with sightings and encounters, each more chilling than the last.
A group of teenagers parked on a lover's lane. They were seeking a quiet moment, a break from the mundane. Little did they know, their night was about to take a terrifying turn. Suddenly, a figure in a white rabbit costume appeared. It was an image straight out of their worst nightmares, a surreal blend of innocence and horror. Axe in hand, he charged at their car. The sight was both absurd and terrifying, a grotesque parody of a children's story gone horribly wrong. Screeching tires and terrified screams filled the night. The teenagers' laughter turned to panic as they scrambled to escape, their hearts pounding in their chests. But when they returned, he was gone. The road was empty, the night silent once more. It was as if the Bunnyman had never been there, a phantom that vanished into the darkness. Only the echo of their fear remained. The memory of that night would haunt them forever, a reminder of the thin line between reality and nightmare. The legend of the Bunnyman lives on, whispered in the dark, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross his path.
Experts speak truth or legend. Local historians dismiss the Bunnyman as mere folklore, a ghost story meant to scare children.
But paranormal experts disagree. They point to the consistency of the sightings, the chilling details, the undeniable fear in the witnesses' eyes.
There's something out there, something dark and dangerous. The Bunnyman may be a legend, but the fear he inspires is very real.
The axe instrument of terror. Some say the Bunnyman's axe is no ordinary weapon. It's a conduit for his rage, a symbol of his madness, a tool of his terror. They say he swings the axe with supernatural strength, that it cleaves through flesh and bone with ease. The very sight of it is enough to send shivers down your spine. The mask, a grotesque visage. But what truly sets the Bunnyman apart is his mask. A grotesque rabbit's head, frozen in a perpetual grin, a chilling mockery of innocence. Some say he wears the mask to conceal his identity. Others believe it's a manifestation of his fractured psyche, a physical representation of the monster within. Could it be true? The stories are out there, whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations. But are they just stories? Or is there something more to the legend of the Bunnyman? The evidence is circumstantial, the witnesses unreliable, and yet the legend persists. Could it be that the Bunnyman is real? Could he be out there right now, waiting in the shadows? The legend lives on. The legend of the Bunnyman continues to fascinate and terrify. It's a story that taps into our deepest fears, the fear of the unknown, the fear of the dark, the fear of the creature lurking just beyond our sight. But the legend is more than just a scary story. It's a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved, that some doors are best left unopened. What do you believe? So, the next time you find yourself in Fairfax County, be careful. Listen closely to the whispers on the wind, and keep your eyes peeled for any sign of movement in the shadows. You never know who or what might be watching you.